If you're one of my crafting friends that loves to create Christmas cards, today I'm going to share some of my top tips to creating a shaped Christmas card that you can use a snow globe scene and add different scenes on the inside. We're also going to create an ombre stamped technique. Join me and we'll have a lot of fun learning these new techniques together. To get started, we're going to stamp the Nativity scene first from the Starry Night Winterscapes. Now I used most of the images within this set, but this is the one we're going to stamp first, and then we have the coordinating die that die cuts that out. So to get started, you can do a two-tone ombre effect. So I'm using the Magnes blue, and you can kind of customize this to what you like, but I'm just going to add some color around the top. And if you wanted to do what I call a second generation stamp, you could stamp this once and then stamp it again, so you have a little bit of a lighter effect. So you could also kind of experiment and try that out. The second color I'm using is the sepia archival ink, so we're just going to go ahead and put that along the bottom. So since a lot of these nativity scene stamps are bold, that allows you to color with your inks, and you can do multicolors, and you don't have to spend a lot of time coloring your Christmas card. So just give it some firm, even pressure, and stamp all those different scenes. You have some little palm trees, you have the camel, you have shepherd, and we also have different sentiments within this set that you can add as well. So this one has a little bit more of a sharper line in there. You can kind of rub it around too and add some glitter over the top so you don't notice that as much as well. So you can go ahead and die cut it out, and then you're ready to start layering the scene together. The festive snow globe can be used for many different scenes, but this die has 6 pieces, so that means extreme versatility. So you have a couple different sizes along with some snowflake and an option that cuts out the bottom piece as well. So to get started, to create the card base, you can go ahead and take a folded piece of card, run it through your machine. I'm just going to do this one more time because I have a double layer. I did it partially. So we're going to go ahead and run that through. While that's running through, I'm just going to show some more samples of this die. So this is another way that you can go ahead and build that scene using the nativity scene, but you also have different stamps within this collection that I'll show you in a little bit that you can create beautiful scenes very easily using the snow globe. So when that comes out, you can go ahead and just pull that away, and you have a shaped card base. So once you're finished with that, you can also go ahead and cut out a panel from the paper. So I chose a nativity scene background, and then we're ready to layer those together once we've added some sparkles and glitter to our card base. To add glitter to the nativity scene, I just use some of the glue. You could use Dry's White or Dry's Clear, whichever one you prefer. This glue is not coming out, so I'm just going to switch glue bottles real quickly. If I have it plugged, I'll just use a pin typically, but you can just put a clunk of glue onto a sponge. And then you can go ahead and just add a little bit of glues over the top of these images. So I did that on quite a few of them, and then sprinkle frosting powder over the top. The frosting powder has a little bit of white flakes in it. So that has that glittery, kind of gives it a snowflakey look too. So it's totally up to you how you want to do that. You can just sprinkle that over the top, pull that up, and then lay that aside to dry. And you'd also do that around the edges of the snow globe if you want to have that beautiful snowy effect around the edges. To get started assembling the card, you'll want to glue this to your card base, And then you can go ahead and stamp a sentiment down here, or you could cut another die cut image in there if you wanted to. Wanted to show you real quickly, the Merry Christmas is a straight sentiment, and I wanted it to kind of go up with the shape of the actual snow globe. So I kind of do my own little arch. You could test it off and stamp it if you wanted to see how that arch looks. But you can go ahead and do that to any of your sentiments that you want to add a little bit of a curve to. So that's just an extra little bonus tip for you. So you can go ahead and stamp that, and then that is ready to be layered on top. So when you do this, I would highly recommend you could add foam dots around the top. In the video today, I'm just going to add some foam dots at the base to start with, and then we'll add our other images to build the scene. So we're going to go ahead and just lay this down. And then once that is down, you can use this background as a base on where to layer this. So you can go ahead and add more foam dots. You can kind of layer it up however you prefer. And you just continue to keep building that scene. So you can add this to the top, and this will go out the side just a little bit. But since you have that background paper as an example, that kind of starts filling things in for you. Then you could go back, add that little manger on the top. You'd add those little trees in. You can add the little star on the top, the camel on the side, and you could add another little nativity scene on the outer edges as well. Add the little city. You can do some fun things with that. So that will finish that up. Add your accented glitter, and you're all done with that card. So we'll take another look at some more samples of the Starry Night Winterscapes stamp and die set. So there's many different ways that you can put this and layer it together. I love how this one came out with the silver. In August, we are also launching a silver mirror paper to accompany the gold mirror paper that we came out with earlier. So you'll see a lot of that as touches on the card samples that I'm showing today. So here is another version and variation of how that was layered together, and then here is another variation of that card as well. I just love how that comes together, and that creates more of an easel, so you have more of a centerpiece card on that one. Another stamp set within this collection is the Festive Winterscapes, and this is also a scene builder, a winter scene builder within the snow globe, and that has lots of little elements to create beautiful scenes along with the woodsy winterscapes. So these have many different pieces, and I'll go through, show lots of different ways that you can create with those, and you'll see many elements of the festive snow globe in there. So let's take a look at those. So to get started, this is just using the snow globe as a big outline and having that beautiful scene in the back. Here is another variation of the snow globe with a beautiful little scene and some of the background papers paired with that. So let us know which one is your favorite. As you can see, the versatility on these is endless. I love how the snow globe inside pieces are variations used here. And then here we also have the snow globe as kind of a shutter, so you can open this up and you have the beautiful woodsy scene in the background that's very Christmassy. If you love to take things to the next level, here is another one that's really pretty, and the way that was layered together was with beautiful foam dots, so that's more of an ornate, intricate piece, and you could put a card panel in the background, or you could also just sign it in the back, but that makes a fun element as well with that. I love how that turned out. So here's some more beautiful ways to use this with the little fence, the little carolers, the little deer, so you have beautiful little accents. Here's a snowy shaker one. We do really highly recommend using the frosting powder with this, and then you can also use the dry white glue to really cover those wooded areas that need to have that snow, which gives it a very realistic snow look. So here's some more with a silver mirror paper. Here's one that has a little bit more white using the little truck. That's a little Christmas truck. You've got the little lights, you've got the trees. I love how the snowflakes are used in the background and in the background there as well. Here you have one using one of the decorative fancy dies, just building that scene, layering it together. Here's another one that I found very unique in the way that it was layered on the circle of the snow globe, so it makes an easel card. So that just pulls up. You just love that little snowman, those little deers. And I have the snow globe in here. So many different variations on what you can do. Here is the actual Happy Holidays stamped on the inside of the snow globe snowflake. So lots of ways that you can pair that together. Here's more of a woodsy scene. That's Christmassy. Here's another one. So I know that these are lots of samples and you might be like, oh, wait a minute, I want to see more detail. If you click on the Festive Winterscapes stamps dies that you love, there will be samples featured with that on the blog and in our gallery. So you'll get many close-ups and instructions on how many of these cards were layered together. Before I go, I wanted to show you the paper collection that is used on many of the backgrounds to create those background settings for the beautiful card samples that you just saw. Have fun using your creativity and creating these beautiful festive winterscapes. If you don't have the Festive Winterscapes collection yet, make sure to get yours ordered today. I've added the links below for quick and easy ordering. Thank you so much for being part of the Heartfelt Creations crafting family. We'll see you next time. Bye.